Hey traders, investors, and stock market enthusiasts, it's your boy Jeremy Alexander Newsome, your cerebral pyromaniac. I'm ready to get your brain fired up with this edition of a real life trading video. Enjoy. Thanks so much for watching. You rock. Hey traders from around the world, what's going on? It's your boy Jeremy Alexander Newsome with reallifetrading.com. I hope and I trust you are doing most magically, majestically marvelous. We got ourselves the SPY on the board and yeah, just kind of hanging out for the most part today. A little bit of a lower shadow, a little bit of a retest. We had a retest gap. So this is the gap action right there. And we kind of pulled back today. The lows of these two candles, exactly the same. Very cool that's taking place, especially on a Friday. My thought is this is going to provide some good support. If you come in here to an hourly charts, you can see, nice little trade, little S-curve, and a nice little bounce. So I think that overall the SPY will just slowly and ever so quietly keep creeping a little bit higher. That is at least my thoughts. Here's the weekly, and you have a nice new white soldier on a weekly chart, right? White candle gapping up. There's a retest gap. There's the retest. There's a continuation higher. Yes, it looks good. Here's the Qs. Qs are down a little bit today, but as far as the weekly chart is concerned, looks nice on the weekly. Nice little lower shadow. That's kind of cute. The Dow Jones ETF, Dow Jones, making a little bit of a higher high and a higher low, slowly creeping higher. And the IWM is also up some as well. So that's pretty much about it. Did not have tons of requests for today's particular stock review, so I will look at a few that I think are pretty imperatively important. Baba, tons of people watching Baba. Man, oh man. What a beautiful bounce off the 100 simple on a weekly chart. This is something that we've been talking about for months now, saying if it does indeed happen, let's see if it does, and if it trades on to this level, buy that dip. I got a new bet with my buddy Adam on Alibaba for this particular price, for this gap filling. Way down here. So my bud Adam thinks that it's going to fill between now and this time next year, which it certainly could. Certainly not saying it won't, but I took the over on that bet. I took the I don't think it's going to happen. So let's see. Baba can't fill this. Can't hit this price, I guess. Hit this price before 9/14. 19, wow, a year ago. A year from now. So we'll see. I don't know if it will or not. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But again, I think it's a pretty decent dip buying opportunity. Nice little pullback into the 100. And on the daily chart, so the daily time frame, we're just really hanging out, kind of retesting. So this pink line is what I drew yesterday. I did attempt to take a trade on Baba, and I didn't attempt to. I took a trade and lost. So here was the 5-minute chart. And I did not have these long-term moving averages on my chart. I almost never use the 100, 200 on a 5-minute. I'm not saying I can't, just like everything. Sometimes I work, sometimes I don't. But here was a pullback. I had the stop placement right here, and I literally got stopped out, pretty much pennies, and then Baba ran. So this was the setup. You'll notice this blue line, 163.93, that's the line that I've had on my chart for a good year now, and just use it as a support level. So when it traded down, bounce, traded down, and then bounce again. That's when I got in, kind of that double bottom forming. And it just simply didn't work, at least for me. Now, some traders did play it differently, and they all got frequent trader points. My buddy Tony played it with calls. Angela lost a quarter of an R, and Garanga said she made some lunch money, and Cheryl got in on the second bounce. So this morning star right here. So here's your morning star on a 5-minute chart. She got in after that and played that little run up bullish for some R's. So anyway, good trading. Nice little move on Baba. Two other stocks that I'm getting a lot of messages about. Facebook, number one. Again, really key level. Down here, super strong support. And again, I'd be planning on going long at this location. And you'll know with a close below 159.70, if Facebook does that, you're going to have some lower lows ahead of you. Here's Micron Technology, ticker symbol MU, with earnings next week, posting a little bit of a morning star reversal pattern. Drake has a put sale expiring at $40 next week. I got one at $45, which is in the money right now. So yeah, we'll see what happens on earnings, but I do like the Morningstar. The 100 simple on a weekly would be a great place to buy MU. I don't know if it'll get down there, but MU's PE ratio right now is like 4.5. Some really good fundamentals and very inexpensive relatively. I mean, 63 and some change, trading down to 40. I mean, that's a $23 point move any way you slice it and dice it on a really decent pullback. So I still think Micron's going to chop around in here for a while and kind of distribute, giving you plenty of buy low, sell high opportunities. We'll see what happens on earnings on Micron, but I do think that down here is a relatively okay place to start picking up some longer term positions on MU. What other trades can we talk about? I will look at my other loss on the day. So I had 3 day trades today. WAB was the other loss. Westinghouse Air Brake Technologies. So this stock was just getting wrecked. It went from 110 to 100. And I was thinking to myself, all right, well, let's see if it's going to bounce. And came in here on the 5-minute chart. And since I was up on the day and didn't want to give back all of my profit, I only took half an R, which turned out to be the right call. But here was the double bottom on the 5-minute chart right there. Double bottom, 5-minute chart. Got in with the break above the neckline and got stopped out like 15 minutes later. So I like it when I get stopped out of a trade quickly, similar to BABA and WAB. They usually happen within about 20 minutes. After about 20 minutes of time, I know if I'm going to be either right or if I'm going to lose an R or less on on any particular trade. Usually that 20-minute time frame if I'm trading a 5-minute chart. So yeah, WAB, I risked half an R and we lost on that one. Lost a full R on BABA, but this was my first trade of the day on NIO. This is the new Chinese Tesla that tons of people are talking about. Brand new IPO, a lot of volume. Very voluminous stock, and I think you will all have an absolute blasty blast trading this one in the future. This will be a stock that I think a lot of you will like and enjoy trading. I mean, right now the volatility and the volume is just bonker city. So actually, I planned this one yesterday in the afternoon swing trading room, since this is a transportation stock and yesterday was Transportation Thursday. Let me roll that clip so I can show you what looked like yesterday, what the analysis was, and how I played this move today. Next on the list, so this has been a popular one today, NIO, not stopping, 155 million shares traded today. It looks like this is going to be a new popular stock to trade. The Chinese Tesla, or so it's been called. It's not actually a Chinese version of Tesla, but it's Chinese electric cars. And they IPO'd yesterday. Here's your hourly charts, and you ain't got nothing but white candles. So when it IPO'd, you got that high wave, and check this out. I mean, we're talking about candle sentiment, right? One of my favorite candles is this one right here. High wave candle, followed by an inside candle, followed by a third inside candle. Simon says, got someone in yesterday, question mark. And Jones says, got in at 6. Nice. Nicely done, team. Yeah, there was a lot of chat on this one on Slack, and I would just simply say, I'd simply say that was one of the other benefits. I mean, that's another benefit of just the traders and the traders coming together on Slack and chatting. A lot of people made money off of this one just because it was posted. So yeah, well done. And anyway, NIO, sorry. Keep eyes on this one because it's really not too extended yet. It just is, I mean, it's just getting going. It's only 2 days in. So if I'm looking at a wave count structure, this is obviously a wave 4. 1, 2, 3, some kind of 4, 5. Could it gap up again tomorrow and continue higher? Yes. Right. This is only day 2 of the move. I mean, you can have 3, 4, 5 days of kind of extension like that. So well done. Wade says earnings on Pivotal were awesome, but they wanted more. Oh, okay. I've heard good things of Pivotal software. I have heard good things. So NIO, a lot of volume. Looks like it's going to be a newer IPO that we're going to be watching and trading relatively often. The best way to play this one for the next 2 to 3 days will probably be on the 15-minute chart. Let's see if I can nail a fib on this one, shall we? Where is this pulling back tomorrow? Get my crystal ball out really quick. Open the window in here since it's a solar powered crystal ball. Here. So if I were playing NIO tomorrow, about 10:13, with a stop right about here, 9:13, $1 risk. Sounds pretty good. $10.27 by dollar, something like that. Something like this. If I was going to play it, this is kind of how I would tomorrow. If you were looking at or looking forward to an opinion. Chief says, what are the lines above the 15-minute? Looking at being traded before. It looks like it was being traded before the IPO. It's just false data. Yeah, because the IPO price was much, much lower than when it came on the market. So, yeah, man, I don't know how long that'll be there, but I'm sure it'll go away at some point. Anyway, that would be one way to play NIO tomorrow. And then if that stops out, then let it pull back a little bit farther. But, yeah, let's see if we can snag that one over the next 2 to 3 days. I'll look at it again tomorrow, and we'll just see what we can end up doing. Because it will be an aggressive play. It might be too aggressive for me to make official, but I think someone out there will be able to play this one. I think that'd be a nice move. So that was the analysis, and realistically what ended up happening is as I was watching this one, I was watching it on a 3-minute chart because it was still pretty early in the day. Let me just hide all the lines because these lines are still on here, the exact same ones. And what happened is when we gapped up this morning, which I was like, yep, I thought that was going to occur. We gapped up and we were doing a retest. So as we're gapping up, per the analysis from just yesterday, I said, okay, let me set an alert. And when it hits my alert, then I'll pull it up. Well, about 20 minutes later, it traded in, and right here it actually got halted. So you can see from 8:45 Central to 8:51 Central, it was halted. I guess they thought it was selling off too quickly, it was too volatile or something like that. So it just really, I mean, it went from 13.50 to 10, so people are like freaking out, I'm sure. So you got that really quick halt, and then all those short coverings were like, whoa, that could have been bad. That halt could have really messed us up, so they started buying the cover. And you'll notice this ginormous hammer candle coming in right here. So once that hammer candle comes in with that volume, I mean, that is Chris Hemsworth coming into your house saying, hey, you want to party? Because I'm the hammer of Thor. I mean, that was so pretty. So once this hammer candle comes in, I start watching it. And then I start also posting in Slack, right? So if I come over here and I'll pop this up over here, there's a nice long list of things to scroll through, but I will pop up into this area. Perfect. So what I was looking at right about here, 8:59 Central, I was talking to Steve and Frank saying you might like NIO for your 10-cent play. That was because they kind of play them in the 10-cent increments. And so since right about that 9 o'clock time frame, I was watching it. So 9 is right here, this candle. So once it starts rolling down, initially my first setup on NIO was, again, let me just hide all the drawings for a second. This was a bearish candle after a hammer. So I was going to get in above the high of this candle, which was 11.06, with a stop a little bit below that low, about 10.06. So that was $1 stop. And then this inside candle formed. I liked it even better. Then this candle formed, and then this candle formed. Then I canceled the setup and thought to myself, okay, let's see if we form a double bottom. Because obviously you shouldn't take out the low of Chris Hemsworth, hammer of Thor right here. So when that started coming in, these candles, these three candles, this candle came with lower shadow, inside high wave, bullish candle, and you got a perfect morning star in a 3-minute chart. And if I come over here to a 5-minute time frame, 5-minute chart, you got this nice tweezer bottom, right at 9.50 with a little bit of an upper shadow right here. So that's why I set that trade up, and target was to exit all at 2R, and it hit 2R, and that was the first trade of the day. So then I lost an R on Baba, so I only had 1 R left to lose. I didn't want to take a full another R of risk, so I only took half an R on that WAB that I showed you. And so yeah, up on the day, half an R. So, you know, could have been 2 Rs if I just left it alone, but it's not really that big of a deal. I lost small, and I'm totally okay with that. So for September, as it stands right now, there is my update that I share pretty much every single day. 4.09 Rs for September, halfway into the month, on pace for the 10-hour goal. I try to hit that every single month if I'm able to. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I'm pretty close with 2 weeks left. Anyway, very good trade on NIO. That was the analysis. And again, you can see that it came into those exact zones that I was talking about yesterday. And that's why I was excited about getting in on these particular entries. Yeah, tons of stuff, tons of content. Enriching lives from all around the world. My friends, thank you for being a part of it. It means a lot to me. Next Monday, I'll have another stock review for you. If you have any requests, get them at me. And until then, love life, live life, and trade it. Bye.